Did Carol and Dale meet? What happened along the way that led to their decision to marry?
Well, in early 2018 BC, before COVID, Carol was single and looking for love. At the urging of good friend Kathy Roski, who's here somewhere,
She's right there.
right there, I decided to submit my profile to Match, an online dating app. My daughter snapped a picture of me standing on the pickleball court with my paddle in a proper ready position. Subsequently, Kathy checked my profile and found that Match had removed my photo. Apparently, the primary profile photo has to be a headshot. So my profile was posted, but without any photo, that doesn't work. So I took a casual dress out of my closet and I put it on directly over top of my sweaty pickleball clothes. I sat down at the piano and Kathy snapped the picture.
Like Carol, I also had one of my photos in Match rejected. It was a picture of one of my paintings, and the photo editor at Match said that it was a picture of a Chagall and they couldn't publish it. I realized that was his ineptitude and not my artistic ability. The painting is of a town in Greece, and it's in the living room if anybody wants to look at it. It's behind Carol's piano right now. I saw Carol's profile in Match, and I was intrigued by an athletic-looking lawyer with an interesting profile, and so I contacted her.
And I was fascinated by Dale's history of entrepreneurship, running his own show, and developing a variety of businesses, some of which were based on his patented inventions. We shared a common heritage of Jewish, German, and Russian grandparents. His profile showed photos of several artworks he created, including a very large work painted to look like stained glass, which hangs in our bedroom.
One of my companies was a legal research company. And because we had basic researchers that were always changing and rotating, we were constantly reading writing samples, deciding who to hire. And that was a number of years before I saw Carol's profile. But when I was reading it, I instinctively went back to that memory thinking, this one we have to hire. This is For example, I was puzzled. One of the things Carol said in her Match was that she had two pianos. And I could see the logic of one piano, but I thought, what does somebody want with two? But she gave such a good answer, explaining that there were pieces written for two pianos, that when I was done, I was convinced. I thought if anybody had any sense and they had room, they would have two pianos.
So after a few weeks of back and forth by email, this is obviously also unrehearsed. After a few weeks of back and forth by email, we agreed to meet. Dale asked me to pick the time and place. Instead of the usual dinner or drinks, I asked if he was ready for us to have breakfast together.
Well, I like the idea, but I'm not a morning person. So we had our first compromise on a brunch. We had a lot to talk about, and I was surprised with Carol and pretty impressed because she'd actually researched me and found several of my patents. And more than that, she'd actually read them, and she had technical questions about it. So we did have a lot to talk about, and we stayed at the restaurant until they kicked us out, which was about 3 p.m. So we went from 11 to 3 p.m.
So in the parking lot, I pointed out my BMW and said, it's 10 years old, but it works just fine, and I don't see any reason to replace it.
And I kind of laughed, and I pointed to my Lexus, and I said, it's 20 years old. But it works fine, and I see no reason to replace it. It wasn't too long before we were spending almost every day together. On July 4th, we enjoyed the fireworks in Tempe Lakes. And we found out we were both big fireworks fans. So I suggested we go to Montreal to see the International Fireworks Show, one of the biggest fireworks events in the world, where all the buyers come to pick out fireworks to buy for the rest of the season. Anyway, we saw 3 really spectacular shows, had a great time. And we were in Montreal for that fireworks show, and so we both went to Habitat 67, which was a modular housing development that was built in 67 for a World's Fair in Montreal. And we found out we'd both been at that exhibit at approximately the same time back in 67.
So I knew the relationship was getting serious when I bought an electric keyboard, because the keyboard is really not a piano. But I needed to be able to practice during the many hours I spent at Dale's place. And after about a year together, I gave him a choice. Would he like to learn to play the piano, or would he prefer to learn pickleball?
It took a second to decide, but I play pickleball.
A fraction of a second. Dale has become an avid pickleballer, waking up early most days. We play at 9 or 9:30. It's early for him. And now he's completely addicted.
We took a few more trips together, including a week in London, where Carol was invited to be a speaker at a conference. And we took 2 trips back east to visit family and friends together.
Several of the friends we visited on these early trips are with us today, friends and family. My sister Ellen and her husband Norman, my best friend from elementary school, Roseanne, and 3 fellow international trade experts who came from DC, another Roseanne, and Jeanette and Lenise. Then came COVID. And I started to have a really strong urge to adopt a dog.
I wasn't so excited about having a dog. I already had a cat and a bird and 2 big aquariums. And there had been a little rat-like dog that had been associated with Carol. So I insisted if we got a dog.
That's not what the script says. The rat is not in there.
If we get a dog, we get a real one, at least like 30 pounds or so. And we did.
So we adopted Can-Do, who is here with us somewhere today, named after the hometown of our good friends Connie and Jean from Can-Do, North Dakota. The historical story is that Can-Do, North Dakota was located where it is because the founders decided, after a proverbial fist fight, they can do whatever they want. And thanks to Connie, our Can-Do had her picture published in the local Can-Do newspaper. The COVID pandemic was a time of isolation for many, but not for us. We managed to stay busy. We acquired a hummingbird feeder. We built our outdoor fireplace, which we're not using today for obvious reasons. We added the new pickleball court, and we constructed the colorful totem poles around the yard, painted in colors to match the court. And we stayed up all night doing jigsaw puzzles. We suggest you check out the puzzle on the wall in the powder room. This was an awesome gift from Vicki and Jack. Jack is here somewhere. Vicki couldn't be here. Lost my place here. Dale baked bread while I made wedding cookies, and we learned how much we enjoyed each other's company.
The COVID period lasted 2 years. For me, a lot of people said they were lonely. For me, it was like a 2-year honeymoon. Just the 2 of us and a respectable length of time. Over the past few years, we've been spending a lot of time up in Prescott, where there's a higher elevation. It's about 20 degrees or 25 degrees cooler. We enjoyed hiking, beautiful trails, kayaking at Lynx Lake, shopping at the vintage consignment funky junk stores, which we use to furnish our Prescott house.
Last year, we shopped together for a small second home near the Prescott Downtown Square, and we enjoyed furnishing it with an eclectic mix of new items mixed with the funky junk, mixed with the stuff we already had. The process was a fun and rewarding experience and confirmed our good teamwork in creating a home together. We have extra bedrooms in Prescott, and we welcome house guests.
I've acquired over time, one of my baggages that I brought to Carol's were a lot of Tiffany lights, those glass lights that you could see in the house, with animals, birds especially. And it's kind of an acquired taste. So I was really delighted when we were in Prescott. Carol got a chandelier with Tiffany birds in it.
A few weeks ago, we discovered 2 lovely eagles crafted from metal We quickly decided they would be a perfect Valentine gifts for each other, and you'll find them perched in 2 trees in our yard. So you have something to look for.
Over the years, we got to know each other better, and it warms my heart to see Carol interact with my 3 children, 2 of whom are here today. We visited my daughter, my 3rd child, who's living in Nancy, France, last spring, and we plan to see her again. In our honeymoon, we're going to Amsterdam, and we're going to meet her in the middle in Brussels.
And I've been very touched by Dale's extraordinary care when I was seriously ill with West Nile virus. He's been exceptionally understanding of my passion for playing chamber music all over the state of Arizona. He accepts the rehearsals and performances along with endless practicing at all hours, usually listening to chamber music without any of the other instruments. He consistently provides never-ending support for my daughter. He understands the special challenges and always stands by me. When Jessica was unable to care for her dog Chloe, Dale welcomed a 2nd dog into our family. He was also very supportive when I lost my mother last November.
Almost after 5 years together, we found that we were very compatible. Most disagreements involved housekeeping issues. But I was told that her brother Chuck
Who's here today?
complained, there's Chuck, at a very early age that her grandmother had a cleanliness fetish. So I knew where it came from. They were swept the floor every single day. That they thought that was a little bit excessive, and I kind of agreed. Carol insists on washing the dishes before she puts them in the dishwasher.
So I had a good laugh when Dale suggested we consult our good friend Deidre as the 3rd-party expert. Dr. Deidre's cleanliness standards are way higher than mine.
Both, and it was a good lesson to stay out of the kitchen, which applies to pickleball as well. So here we are today, joyfully committed to spend the rest of our lives together.
And we give thanks to everyone who's come to share this day with us.
Thank you.
Get together.
Is the Katuba out here, or is it just, okay. Oh, thank you. We would need these back.
I didn't touch them.
I don't think their Katuba is,
Side of the room.
excuse me?
This side of the room never.
Oh,
Thank you.
oh, well, hurry and do it by the time we get to the great part. Okay.
Just gonna keep them.
As you can see, their
just gonna keep
ketubah is back here. A ketubah is a Jewish marriage contract that is legal and binding. The word ketubah literally means what is written. The earliest existing examples date back to the 4th century BC, found in Cairo, Egypt. What makes this legal document so incredibly unique is the fact that it has been lavished with careful artistry and ornamental details. The beautification of this legal paper leads to a deep understanding of just how much Judaism honors and confers sanctity on the covenant of marriage. Contemporary ketubahs are a proclamation of the hopes and aspirations of trusting partners consenting to experience the joys and the sorrows that life may bring them side by side. Carol and Dale have signed their ketubah along with 2 witnesses, and their ketubah says, and if you look at it, the top of it is in Hebrew and the bottom of it is English, and this is what it says. On the 12th day of March in the year 2023, the 19th day of Adar in the year 5783, here in Paradise Valley, Arizona, in the presence of family and friends, the beloveds Carol and Dale entered into the covenant of marriage. On this joyous day, we choose to walk life's path together We will be inspired by each other to become the best versions of ourselves and to always live according to our values. We will respect each other's uniqueness and support each other's dreams while remembering to make quality time for each other. As we grow together, we will strengthen our relationship to foster communication, trust, and honesty. May we remember patience and forgiveness, nurturing each other in times of need. We commit to treating each other with respect and compassion throughout all of life's experiences. May our home be happy and filled with love and laughter. This contract of love is valid and binding.
Amen.
Now, where exactly are those rings right now?
No.
Okay, so people are still passing, which is fine. We're going to do the vows now, but I just have to make sure we get the rings back. Okay. Dale, please repeat after me. I, Dale, take you, Carol, to be my wife and my one true love.
I, Dale, take Carol to be my wife and true love.
I will cherish our friendship and love you today, tomorrow, and forever.
I will cherish our friendship and love you today, tomorrow, and forever.
Just as your presence always brings a smile of happiness to me, I will strive to do the same for you.
Agreed. You can see the smile.
Should I tears? I will trust you, honor you, and love you faithfully.
I will trust you, honor you, and love you faithfully.
Dale, do you take Carol to be your lawfully wedded wife?
Yes, I do.
Carol, please repeat after me. I, Carol, take you, Dale, to be my husband and my one true love. Do you want me to say it again?
I, Carol, take you, Dale, to be my husband and my one true love.
I will cherish our friendship and love you today, tomorrow, and forever.
I will cherish our friendship and love you today, tomorrow, and forever.
Just as your presence always brings a smile of happiness to me, I will strive to do the same for you.
Just as your presence always brings a smile of happiness to me, I will strive to do the same for you.
I will trust you, honor you, and love you faithfully.
I will trust you, honor you, and love you faithfully.
Carol, do you take Dale to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
And now, the rings. Okay, for thousands of years, couples have exchanged rings as a token of their vows. Your rings say you have chosen to be bound together. Let these rings also be a sign that love has substance as well as soul, a present as well as a past, and that despite its occasional sorrows, love is a circle of happiness, wonder, and delight. May you have happiness, and may you find it in making one another happy. May you have love, and may you find it grow in loving one another. Dale, please take Carol's ring and put it on her finger and repeat after me.
She didn't say put it on.
Yes.
No.
Are you shaking? Just as this circle is without end, my love for you is eternal.
Just as this circle is without end, my love for you is eternal.
With this ring, I take you to be my wife.
With this ring, I take you to be my wife.
Carol, please take Dale's ring and put it on his finger and repeat after me. Just as this circle is without end, my love for you is eternal.
Just as this circle is without end, my love for you is eternal.
With this ring, I take you to be my husband.
With this ring, I take you to be my husband.
Love is patient and kind. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Carol and Dale, although I am officiating here today, it is not truly in my power to sanctify, legitimize, or bless your relationship because the two of you have already done so with your hearts. So by joining hands now and looking into each other's eyes, let it be known that you are joined body and soul in this lifetime. And now that you have stood before me and exchanged these vows and rings, it gives me great pleasure to pronounce you husband and wife. Bride and groom may now kiss. Mazel tov! Mazel tov! Yes. Now,